for your consideration.
Oh yeah.
So that's the newest project, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what's crazy is that project started. It like some of those songs started longer ago than most of the songs. So like the majority of the project was actually made in a like later, shorter time. Some of the songs is older songs that made it to this new project. But yeah, man, that's the latest joint. My first fully produced album that I did all by myself, top to bottom. Every track, 1 through 13, I produced every single one.
My album, for your consideration, is available right now. Everywhere, Spotify, YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Apple Music, wherever y'all listen to that shit, go listen to that shit. I got flash drives up here with the whole album on it. If y'all want to take that shit with y'all, it's $10. Come grab that shit. You can put it in your computer, in your car, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Leave it at somebody's house and let them bump that shit. But shit, I mean, I ain't got much else to say. I'm about to rock this shit. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all favorite songs is after y'all hear this motherfucker, and it goes something like this.
Make me happy, 'cause I can be the best part of me. I gotta have my two keys, but I know it's on me. So I can have till I get it, till I get it, till I'm on. Till I get it, till I'm on. Hey, till I get it, till I get it, till I'm on. Till I get it, I know it's on me.
You know what you feel like when you done waited. I was walking around broke, feeling I made it. I was walking around broke, feeling amazing. Knew my time would come soon, I stayed patient.
Yeah, yo, I didn't even think I'd be able to say this shit, like even be at this point, bro. I swear I ain't never see this. I ain't gonna front, yo. I ain't gonna act like I ain't never see this shit, bro.
So give me your thought process on the creation of this album, though.
Oh man. It started, where did it start at? So like, I started wanting to produce tracks because I got bored writing.
Okay.
So I got bored like just writing songs. I'm just like, alright. I mean, because I was just writing so many songs, I was just like, I'm just writing songs like every day, recording people and mixing, recording and mixing and writing, and recording and mixing and writing. And then I was just like, alright, I'm nice at all this shit. Like, I mastered all of those. Like, I need something else to do. So I was like, let me just make beats, like the actual tracks. Because I was already producing the songs without even making the beats. So Mighty Mark showed me how to use Machine. My man Obstacle showed me how to use FL Studio. And from there, you know, I figured out what I like, you know, use a couple techniques here and there. But then mostly like I said, Mark was just showing me how to use the machine and shit like that. Lay this down, lay that down. And I don't know, man, I just got into a groove, yo. I started making a couple tracks and I was like, oh, this is nice. And even at that point, I still ain't consider myself like a beat maker or producer or nothing, because just like, I'm just doing this shit because I'm bored writing songs and recording and mixing. So I was just doing this shit like, oh, that's cool. Then my man King K Gambino, rest in peace, he was the first rapper to ever rap on one of my tracks, like the beat I made. Like, so I'm in there fucking around with some shit. And me, I'm thinking like, this shit I don't think it's that dope. He come in here, he want to grab the bit. He like, yo man, let me use that. I'm
That's
like,
how I usually be though. You don't be thinking the
but
beat
this
like
is
that.
in the beginning, bro. I'm like, I'm literally learning how to like do this shit. So I'm like fucking around. And he was the first person to get on a track, like record 2 of my first tracks. So I'm like, all right, bet.
Fine. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, that shit. It's called That's Facts. It's out. He put it out. That's Facts with
So it's on YouTube. You can search it down. Catch it still. Okay.
That's like my first beat that I like made out all the way.
Right.
Like from top of like and arranged it and all that shit.
So who are some other collaborations that you have on this project? Other than you?
Oh, I'm gonna go down the whole list. I'm gonna get you. Yeah, I'm just getting you to the point where how it even came about. So the Hard Liquor Loud music album was happening in the midst of me like messing around and trying to like make beats and shit. So with Hard Liquor Loud music, it's me on the hook of everything. So I made a hook album. I'm like the only motherfucker that ever did that shit. Like nobody ever. T-Pain, Chris Brown, Roscoe, anybody you think of that's famous for hooks, ain't nobody ever make a whole album where they on the hook and got a bunch of artists. So I was like, did that shit. grabbed all of that, figured that shit out. All right, boom. I could do this with these people. I can grab all these people and put them on a song together and make a song.
Hold on. I gotta stop this shit. Hold on real quick. How y'all fucking feel about this album so far though? Like, no, I don't think y'all understand. I worked hard as shit on this bitch, you feel me? I produced it, I recorded it, I mixed it, I mastered it, all in this motherfucking building, you hear me? Flight, God, flight, God, flight, God, flight, God, flight, God, flight. My motherfucking brother flight, very let's get it.
Forever, pussy paper, pack that player shit. This is the land where we geeking, Tony Cratchit. Got too many hoes, and deal with they on my body. You the one that I chill with, don't tell nobody. Aiming for that one, building for something like I saw you niggas tripping, turn the trick and pushing weed. I ain't never seen you pimping, player shit, she pussy popping, putting paper in my pocket. Perfect way to paper plane, I be rolling for a profit. Quiet too long, now it's my time to pop it. Show you said it's too long, make some big body to pop it. Here's where the list starts. Too much shit talk, I'm tasting chicken, making sure my wings on top. I'm single now, but the next time I ever claim a bitch, she gotta eat the D and help me smuggle piece of paper. She forever pushing me, pussy paper, packs that player shit. It's the land where we kicking, Tony crack the main shit. She calls up my hot boy, 400 degrees. We taking bitches since I keep sending yours on they live forever. Pushing peas, pussy paper, packs that player shit. It's the land where we kicking, Tony crack the main shit. Got too many hoes, she deal with they on my body. You the one that I chill with, don't tell nobody. Ain't from that one zip building, push out the lobby. I can back with all these hoes, I can fuck them, that's my hobby. Every creature when I'm sleeping, you can smell it in the wind. I need head in the Jeep, legs cool, you a big. Where's the clock? She all on my body. I'm seeing pockets, full of the demons. Walk like a rock, girls go to college, give it more knowledge. Just like world, I was going on Jupiter, stage, up my game, my shooter. I really need a few more drugs, I'm up to it, I'm now they loving the music, they don't know what to do with us. Got your ring, this is the thing. You guys don't know what to do with us. Cause I'll show you what to do with it. Fly you clouds, I'm a maneuver. Right in the back of no cat. Catch me in my face, white, feel the love. Roger that, he gets that. All the people on my way to the track. There's a bitch from the back in the dirty living room when it comes to that. She throws up my hot boy. 400 degrees and breaking bitches since it's who we keep it. I heard they lose forever. Pushing weed, pay my cat. It's the land where we get it, Tony crack.
And all my records sound like that. But it ain't over. And I don't know if I can keep up with these next niggas again. Like, I gotta work on it again. I don't know how to do this shit. Alright, so if y'all don't understand anything, understand this.
That's why they fucking with us. I see you trying, niggas. I say they fucking with us. Keep on talking shit, cause you gon' get your fucking wigs back. Keep on talking shit, cause you gon' get your fucking wigs back. Keep on talking shit, cause you gon' get your fucking wigs back. Keep on talking shit, cause you gon' get your fucking wigs back.
Alright. Cause I write so much, like I write hella songs, so it's easy for me to make the hook, cause that's what I do. I make the hook all the time. So I made the hook for all these songs, grabbed everybody that kept walking in and out the studio, clients of mine in and out the studio. All right, I like your voice. I know every tone, like everybody that I record, I know their tone. You know what I'm saying? Like I know everybody's tone. Like I can hear anybody. Like if somebody come in the room that I recorded before, I'll know who it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like I know everybody's tone. So while I'm making songs, I'm making hooks, and I hear the beat, I'm already hearing who. Okay, this person should go on the first verse. This person will go on the second verse. This person will go on the third verse. Before they even write anything, before they even record anything.
Now, is that something that we kind of grew onto over time, like your ear, or you know, as far as knowing and hearing?
Yeah, so honestly, it was always there. I just didn't know what it was.
So you had to find, you had to tap into it.
I didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
I always knew everything I know now.
Yeah.
I always knew, but I just didn't know what I was doing or didn't know what to call it.
You're right.
So it was like I was always a producer. I just didn't know I was producing.
Right.
Like when I'm taking these beats and I'm rearranging them, and the beat is laid out like this with the verse first and then the hook, and there's no bridge, and then the verse just come back. But I'm taking a part of the outro, the intro, and making that the bridge, and then putting the hook first instead of the verse being first. Like I'm producing at this point.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that was producing.
Sure enough. Yeah.
And when I'm making a hook to a song, and then I tell like, yo, I should get this person on the third verse and this person on the first verse, that's producing. I didn't know that was producing. So like I was doing all of this stuff early in my career, and I didn't even know what it was. I'm just making songs. Like this how niggas get in the studio and make songs. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas get in the studio, they be like, hey yo, you get on this. Nah, yo, say this line like that. Like don't say that at all. Actually, like that's too slow. You off beat. I've been telling niggas they've been off beat since I've been recording.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been telling niggas they off beat since I can remember, and that's producing too. You vocal producing at this point. Because if you helping somebody get on beat, that's vocal production. I've been doing all of this shit for my whole life. And recording, like I was the only one that really knew how to use the computer for real. That's how I ended up recording motherfuckers, and I didn't know what an engineer was.
Right.
I just knew that was somebody that recorded the music. All right, I know how to use a computer. I know how to look at levels, and I know that yellow or orange or red is bad, so keep it in green. That's just common fucking sense. So I know I use the computer, and I know how to look at the level, and like that shit better stay in green.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I didn't know I was engineering at this point. I'm just doing shit. So basically, all this shit just come along, bro. I always had it. It always had. I just didn't know what I was doing. Then I figured out where it was. So how I get to for your consideration is, I get bored when I master something. When I get nice at something, I want to move. I want to learn something else.
Right.
That's why, like all my parts of engineering, I just master one thing, move on to the next thing. Master one thing, move on to the next thing. Master one thing, move on to the next thing until I got a whole book of that shit all mastered and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always around people. I became an engineer to just record. I became an engineer accidentally because of in MTM, I was recording most of the music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I was recording myself, so I just got somebody to record. Like, that's what, like, when fucking Sturdy and shit started recording, like, oh, Sturdy record, like, just look, you look around the room, hey, look, which one of y'all niggas not record? Like, just somebody gonna record, hey, you gonna record? All right, bet. Then record. Like, okay, now you record on it. Don't nobody care, we just wanna record the song. So, I just start recording, and then I'm obsessed with music, bro, and I figured out how to make money. Who pay who?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People pay the engineers to record.
Yeah.
People pay the beat makers for the beats. They pay the DJ. Like the artists mostly pay them motherfuckers.
So a complete song, how is that? Like how they get paid? Like on that? Like who gets the most on it? Like the song, the person that comes up with the hook, the person that's doing the verse.
It depends on who in the room and who having that conversation.
Right. Okay.
Like, I mean, if it's me, you, and Vinny in here, all right, and we on, let's say I produced the track, and you come up with the hook, and Vinny get on the verse, or y'all split the verses or the hook. It depends on, and this in a homeboy situation where we all fuck with each other, man, we just split that shit even, bro. Like,
right.
Cause we all like we split that shit even. So whatever 100% is, 100 split 3 ways.
Right.
In some industry situations, the producer of the track, cause the producer don't just produce the track and the main, like they producing the song for real. So if they doing the whole song, it's more 40%, 50% of the song
Right.
go to the producer, and the other 50 go to the writers.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes it's like that with me. Like, if it's just me and one artist, it's 50-50. If I'm bringing the whole track to 2 or 3 people,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the bulk of it because I built the whole
Sounds
song.
right. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Sounds
saying?
right,
Like
yeah.
Trump not. Like how I built the track and then I built half the hook.
Mm-hmm.
That's majority of the song. So you know what I'm saying? A record like that, or like I said, if it's just me and one artist, 50-50. But like I said, it all depends on who you're in the room with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody, that shit different. And again, I learned all of this stuff, bro, throughout the years to get me to For Your Consideration. It took all these little like things it took me learn how to be an engineer first.
Right.
Learn audio, master audio, figure what sound good, what sound bad. Like seriously, training my ears. Like my ears got crazy. Like I don't think nobody fucking with my ears, bro. Like I be hearing shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took that. It took my songwriting shit from me just writing. Like that all led up to this shit. It even led up to me build the confidence, bro. I call that shit album of the year. It's on the cover. Like you feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not me just saying it.
It's a bold statement.
I said album of the year, but then I put it in the artwork, like
Mm-hmm.
album of the year.
Yeah.
Producer of the year. That's some bold ass shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck you think you is? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey yo, I'm just confident behind
Think
this.
about it as marketing genius too at the same time, cause you put that somebody they gonna see album. Let me see what he talking about. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me see what you're talking about. So yeah,
Hey bro, it took so long. My writing, my engineering,
Mhm.
all that shit tied into producing. Cause I'm producing this whole time.
right.
I didn't know I was producing this whole time until other people came to me and told me
This
that
is
I'm
what you're
producing.
doing.
Yo, you a producer, bro. They be like, yo, you a producer. I be like, but I don't make beats. But they like, yo, you a producer because you produce the whole song. Like you arrange the shit. You tell people like, I be rewriting people's shit, moving stuff. Like when people come to me with a song, they may leave with a different song. You know what I'm saying? So it all led up to this shit. And then I was like, you know what? Mastering beats. So who I listen to?
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, Puffy, Khaled, Hitmaker, Jermaine Dupri.
Right.
Timberland, Swizz, Pharrell, Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Metro Boomin, like, I'm listening to how they constructing all of this shit, and I'm like, all right. And then I listen to the ones that do the collaboration. So the collaboration thing, that's my big thing. Everybody know that. Everybody didn't know that. Big on collaboration. Y'all force people to work together. Like, I'll just put them in a room together and let it happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With love on for your consideration. Man, I made that track. I was working overnight at a hotel. I made that track on FL Studio at the hotel one night. Like a week later.
You at work working?
Oh yeah, at work working. Made that track. Just put some loops together and shit. Got to at the studio. Who's in the studio? Leo is at the studio. At this time, I want to get it like in order how it happened. Leo, Carter, Devon, and Kojo. And there's other people there, but Leo, Carter, Devon, Kojo, and a bunch of other people at the studio. I'm like, yo, I'm looking around. It's one of them, the Jay-Z, Nas, Pharrell, and Justin Timberlake, when Jay-Z was like, yo, he was like, yo, if we don't make a song tonight, like we're all in this building together. Like if we don't make, I was like, yo, like I have all of y'all in the studio at the same time. Like y'all have to make I throw a track on. Leo starts singing some shit. You just want somebody to love you. You just want somebody to love you. He started laying that shit.
There you go.
And then Devon and then Carter and Kojo and then I just shut the door. I locked them in the room. Once I said, all right, Leo, you got the hook like this. All right, Leo got the hook. I made 3 verses. Devon and Kojo decided to split them with the middle verse. Carter had the first verse, and it just again I shut the door. I let them do their thing. Like y'all create. I already balanced it out. I made the track in a range where to go what. Alright, this is the way. This is the hook.
You need somebody to love, you want somebody to trust. I'm here to listen, I don't really care if you tripping. I'm trying to focus on us. Plus, the way that you looking, the way them jeans fitting, they got my blood all in a rush.
Got it written, everybody got it.
When your friends in the business, let's keep this on a hush. I provide a living that's plush.
Start recording. Okay, boom. Then, who else is in that group? Saw the tune. Like, yo, put tune on the third verse.
Yeah.
That's what everybody was like. Everybody agreed to put tune on the third verse. All right, cool. Send it to him. Like, yo, y'all come to the studio. I'm not a send shit motherfucker. Like, be like, yo, email. I'm not emailing you shit. Come to the studio.
Come to the studio. Yeah.
Come to the studio. We gonna, vibrate off each other's energies. Like,
yeah. So you rather, like you said, you rather them come
to the studio.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna send it to you.
Yeah. Let's
like,
rock out.
You just gonna listen to it wherever you are. I don't even know where you are. Whether you're in your car, in the house, or at work, or I don't even know what's the environment you're listening to this and don't match the record. I need you to come to the studio and listen to the record, and then I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you after you come listen to it.
Right.
So that we can talk about it, have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm old school, bro. Like we gonna build the record. Like we gonna build it together. You ain't gonna just get the record and
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sing the track and then you go make your own song to it and then if you come back to me with some shit that I'm gonna erase the whole song. Now we gotta start over from scratch anyway because I don't like none of the song. You might as well just come in and lock in with me, bro.
Yeah, sure.
So, and all of this built up to how For Your Consideration started because I started building tracks. And okay, I got my confidence up and my sound better. Again, I just kept listening to all my favorite producers, and then I listened to my favorite producer albums like Chronic 2001. You know what I'm saying? Khaled's Grateful. I mean, mostly all Khaled stuff. Just like the arrangement of the records and the sonics of the records. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. How they put shit. And I'm just studying, man. I spent like a year just like listening and trying to make stuff sound like this and make shit sound like that, and okay. And then I started building records, and the first song on the album is the first joint that I loved. Cause again, King did the That's Fast joint, but I didn't like that beat. Like one, it wasn't done. I don't like how I am now, going back, listen, I'm like, oh, I could have made that bitch so much better. So Brunch at Tiago was the first.
That's
Yeah.
my personal favorite. My personal favorite right there. I fuck
This
with
is
it.
how we get there, yeah. Brunch at Tiago, bro, that shit. So Alicia Keys, I was watching an interview, and she said she don't like hi-hats. She's like, I really don't like hi-hats. She's like, they make you, like they give you cadence and flow and bounce, like the hi-hats give it to you, and then she don't want, like she want to create it in there. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that. I'm paraphrasing, but she ain't like hi-hats or whatever. I'm like, yo, I ain't never like made a beat without hi-hats. Like hi-hats in all my. I'm like, let me just try and make some shit. Started with the piano loop. Then I found the bass loop. Alright, got the piano and bass, right, boom. And then started adding the perks and then the drums. And then once I started adding the drums and then I added the other perks in there, I'm just like, oh, you don't need no fucking hi-hats. I'm listening to the joint like, you know, I'm like, dude. I'm like, you don't need no fucking, this shit hard without hi-hats. And that's just how that worked. And that was like the first, which is crazy. My first real joint that I loved was an experimental one.
Mm-hmm.
And then Vice City came and Like a Big Boss and the Isha. And I just started making all of these beats. And then producing these songs. And man, and then once I did Us, The Wish You Were Here. I seen them perform at an open mic and I was like, yo. Well, actually, they performed separately. Drake Thompson and Darius of Wish You Were Here originally, and then Azrael. So they all performed separately. I saw them, I was like, yo. But Dre and Darius had a one song together called Rage. So I saw them perform, and this is when I knew. So Brunch at Tiago is featuring Kojo and Devon. Those are like my long-time collaborators for forever. You know what I'm saying? I was in the studio with Kojo when I was 15. I always knew Devon, but like music-wise, since like what, 2012, 2011, 2013, something like that. So that's been forever. So that, me producing that track and them being the, you know, on it, that just came naturally, bro. Like I just heard the track and I'm like, I sent it to Kojo to give to Devon. I'm like, look, I want y'all to do it together, but I want Devon to set the record, like set the tone for the record.
Yeah.
And you go off of the tone that she set for the record. That's producing too. Like even if you don't produce the beat, but you get the beat from, if you make the beat, and I say, oh, I like that.
Right.
And I know who should get on it and what it should be about. I also know how the video should look too.
Yeah.
And it's how the cover art should be. You made the beat, but I'm producing the song at this point. I'm like, yeah, the intro should go like this, right? And then when the hook come in, you should put this here. This person should do the first verse and it should be 12. But then when the hook come back, this is all producing. But look, you made the beat. I ain't even touched it. But I'm producing the song at this point.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that came natural with Kojo and Devon because I was already doing that with Vinny, with Leo, with everybody that I work with. I'm already producing because without even making the beats, I'm producing the songs. So when it came to just producing the songs, that shit just came. So I was already doing it anyway. Shit was easy for your consideration.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Grammys got a marketing campaign called For Your Grammy Consideration. So between, I think it's like October and December or some shit like that, where people start to submit their music to the Grammys for your Grammy consideration, albums, singles, whatever. They submitting their shit. All right, let me play on that real quick. I ain't there to submit my shit to them yet, but let me play with it for your consideration, for your Grammy consideration. All right, bet. Album of the year, because this is album of the year. So when they do the award show, when they announce album of the year, this should be album of the year.
Right.
For your consideration, here's the album of the year for your consideration. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I just kept playing on it and I dropped it the night of the Grammys. Yeah, I'm gonna drop it the night y'all do y'all award show and y'all say, and the album of the year goes to
Fire.
So
That's fire,
but
man.
we already been saying it for
Fire.
weeks now.
Fire.
Album of the year for your consideration.
Right.
We already been saying it for weeks. So I already that was that play on the whole title. But then the project came along again. Brunch at Tiago.
Mm-hmm.
Then I made Vice City. Vice City is the last track, but that was actually like in the middle of me again, just working, getting it together, bro. I ain't even all the way in my bag yet. But when I made Vice City, I knew I had something, bro.
Yeah.
And everybody that was a part of that song will tell you, when I made that fucking track, bro, Vice City, bro, don't nothing hit like that, yo. Like, don't nothing, there ain't not one song you can find that hit like that, bro. That sound like that shit, bro. There don't nothing sound like that. When I made that shit, son, I was in Let's Go shit, bro. Let's Go was like, yo. He watched me through the whole shit. He was like, that joint? While I'm making it, and I ain't even finished. I mixed that bitch like 18 times.
Yeah.
There's 18 like mix revisions on that motherfucker, bro. I mixed that bitch 100 times, bro. And then I mixed it again for your consideration because I put it out already as a single.
Yeah.
And then I mixed it again. Yo, when I did that record, bro, that boosted I was Steph Curry then.
Yeah.
That shit boosted my confidence from that point. And that's how the album came about because I made that track and I was like, I'm about to do a whole album. I'm doing a whole album. I mean, man, that not only made that one. I had Vice City,